Hello friends, you are watching the Central Asian Roads channel. This summer has been rainy in our area. In the mountains it rains almost around the clock. The condition of the roads is appropriate. Our regular viewers can well imagine how dirty and unsafe it is there now. In the city of Karakol, it rains at night and becomes hot during the day. So we decided to go for a swim at Lake Issyk-Kul. The nearest equipped beach is in the suburbs of Karakol, 12 kilometers from us. It is considered the city beach. We have not been there during the swimming season and can only imagine this beach based on reviews. And reviews create far from the best impression of it. If you drive a few kilometers further along the coast, you can find several places with good entry into the water. These are very small pieces of the coast, hidden among the bushes. If you travel by car, then you can find these entrances only by following the tracks of other cars. Accordingly, these places are familiar to many locals and travelers. Many people use them for swimming. It's difficult to call them beaches. Both the bottom and the shore itself are not ideal. There are a lot of large stones, fragments and algae at the bottom. The water near the shore is not clear. The wild beaches on the northern side of the bay, especially behind the village of Mayak, look much more attractive. It is located at the place where the bay joins the lake. The water here is much cleaner and saltier than on the south side of the bay. There is clean coarse sand on the shore and fine gravel at the bottom. The water is slightly warmer than in a large lake. The only drawback of this beach is the shallow depth of the lake. To swim, you need to move quite far from the shore. However, for swimming with children, this is, on the contrary, a great advantage. We are driving from the village of Mikhailovka. The road surface from Mikhailovka to Mayak was upgraded in several stages. At the beginning, it is old asphalt with patches. After a few kilometers, it will become just tired old asphalt, then only slightly aged and quite even. And before entering the village of Mayak, it will turn into an almost new smooth surface. Here is the closest place to Karakol where you can drive freely at high speed. We just need to do a test drive to check the operation of some electronic components of our car before long trips. There are sections of good asphalt on the highway, but there are too many cars there. Six kilometers north of the village of Mayak is the neighboring village of Mayak II. In fact, the first village is called Isukkoa, and the second is Intimak. Their former names, which appear on old paper maps, are Issyk-Kul and Prayasarni. The names Mayak and Mayak II are unofficial, but everyone uses them. The village of Mayak II is also located at the junction of the bay and the lake, but this is a different bay called the Tayab Bay. There are also places suitable for swimming. We decided to try swimming there first. Turn right and try to get onto the road to the neighboring village. There is almost no road here anymore, only an uneven dirt space between the houses. After crossing several puddles, we come across a landfill. This place is familiar to us. We were here last year, and we also came here by mistake, but from the opposite direction. The shortest road between villages does not enter the villages and passes through fields. It's a perfectly straight line, but the surface of this road is not at all smooth. It is a real washboard. The road is surrounded by fields, and they have already acquired an almost autumn look. It's mid-August now. Forage crops are already producing their second harvest. Grain crops have recently been harvested. The sky does not clear completely between nightly rains. If last summer the sky over these fields was deep blue, now it is almost always covered with clouds. The mountains on the horizon on the left are almost invisible. Perhaps it is raining there now. Behind the village of Intimac, better known as Mayak 2, on the shore there is a fairly large yurt camp. It wasn't here last year. There are few tourists now. This place is not very popular. We turn towards the shore, driving a few hundred meters after the yurts. Just in case, we leave the car away from the water. The shore here looks dirty and muddy. However, the place is beautiful. Microbays and wetlands create an interesting, colorful picture against the backdrop of the mountains and attract gulls, terns, and other birds. The sand turns out to be strong enough to drive closer. But there are also many flying insects, and even the squeaking of mosquitoes can be heard. The sun is already very high, and there is not a bush around. Apparently, you won't have a pleasant time here. So there is no point in traveling here on a washboard during the swimming season. We return to the southern bay, to the beaches behind the village of Mayak. Here you can turn off the road in different places and approach the water in different ways. There are also a lot of places suitable for swimming. Almost the entire coastline is 10 kilometers long. In addition, there are tall trees on this bank where you can sit in the shade. We approach the shore along the road leading to the Tuba boarding house. This is a Muslim boarding house, on the territory of which it is forbidden to wear ordinary swimwear. Only special clothes suits are allowed. From the boarding house, the road leads further parallel to the shore. The entire shore is covered with small bushes, one of the types of rose hips, but there are no plants near the water itself. A wide strip of shore is covered with coarse sand. There are no fences here, and any vehicle can freely approach the water, and livestock can also approach. However, this year there are much fewer livestock near the water than last summer. Animal waste is also not found near the water. We drive up to a poplar grove, where there will probably be a good parking spot in the shade of the trees. We move along the grove in search of the best access, but it turns out that it is most convenient to stop on the edge under the tree closest to the road. Therefore, we return there and stand on the most level place. This site is very suitable for parking. This is what the place looks like up close. As the phrase goes, no comments. We still don't know where it comes from and where it goes afterwards. While we were swimming, another car arrived and stopped 20 meters from ours. It was a large family. There were even more people than there were seats in the car. They immediately began laying out the grill and camp furniture. Returning back to Mikhailovka village, we met a whole column of cars. They, of course, could go to work in the fields or just go home to the village. But most likely, they were also interested in the beach. It was a working day around noon. There are probably a lot more people here in the evenings, and especially on weekends. If such a beach were closer to the city, most likely it would be similar to city beaches. Due to its remoteness from major roads, this coast still remains mostly clean. This time the water turned out to be warmer than we expected. We swam with great pleasure. We would like to stay on the shore longer, but such close proximity of other people with children and a barbecue did not contribute to a pleasant stay. In any case, of all the beaches around Karakol, this is the best. Leave your comments to the video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can become a member to see all the films as soon as they are published, which is much earlier than the scheduled release of the episodes. And you always can tell what kind of videos you want to watch at the channel.